Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Ballad of Little Wolf. Last time, we finished up the Ballad of Little Croc. Little Wolf finally got unhypnotized from thinking he was a crocodile, returned to his home, and the pirate Captain Scar started fighting the Wolf King to plunder and pillage. This time, well, let's just say we got another wacky adventure. But first, hey Weaver, how's it going?
Hey, hi. It's going good. How about you?
Oh, I'm good. So, you ready to get back into this?
As I was always be.
So, have you enjoyed Little Wolf?
Yes, I have.
Good, good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Hmm.
All
Little Croc
right.
though.
What?
But Little Croc though. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think our friend Weaver really enjoyed the Ballad of Little Croc that much, but that's okay. He'll be fine. Just remember, mate, the mirror never lies. Even though it did. Even though it did. Alright. This is chapter 9, The Barrier. Our story this time begins not with Matthew, but in the palace of the Wolf King. We head into his throne room, and he's sitting on his throne, just with this mad look on his face. And he thinks to himself, the rebellion's getting close. They hit one of my gold factories last night. They hit my mine. But that's okay. I have a plan in order. All of a sudden, the door burst open and in walks the general. Your Majesty, we've found it. And then we cut away. We join Matthew back in his room, sitting at his desk, writing in his journal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What a really crazy adventure I have. Mm-hmm. Crocodile, mirror that lies. I was spending 2 weeks away from my beloved Miss Crystal.
And then there's a knock on the door.
Uh, ah,
You put the journal
yes.
away, and the door opens, and in walks the Badger Shaman.
Yeah.
And then he thwacks you on the head with his stick.
Ow, what was that for?
You worried me, boy.
I'm sorry.
But I also have something to tell you.
Yes.
Last night, the Council of Shamans
Hmm.
was a artifact was stolen.
Artifact was stolen? What
Yes,
artifact?
the barrier crystal, boy. The barrier crystal.
The barrier barrier crystal.
Yes, boy.
And
Yes. Pay attention.
that
You,
is
you don't know this, but every race on this island has a shaman, even you wolves.
oh great, there's a wolf shaman. That's lovely.
Yes. And we all have a council.
Yes. Like you have said before.
Yes, I'm getting to that. He swings it a bit, his stick above your head, not hitting you this time, but just making that swoosh.
Mm.
Now,
Yes.
anyway, this council has decided to stay neutral in all this war stuff because even the wolf shaman's like, I'm not getting in the middle of that. My people are being
Uh,
stupid, but, you know, I'm staying out of this.
oh, he's very helpful.
But anyway, last night the Wolf King's men broke into our sacred temple and stole the barrier crystal. What he wants this
Alrighty.
barrier crystal for, we do not yet know.
Sure.
But just let me know if you see anything suspicious.
Will do, my friend.
And he walks out of the room. And then you just start laughing to yourself like, Council of
Okay.
Shamans.
Council shamans. I can't wait to what that will be.
And then he yells up the stairs, It's real, you know.
What?
It's getting late. You just spent all day in your room because you're resting because you've been on a boat for the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
When all of a sudden you hear this weird noise.
Oh. Huh?
And a bright green light illuminates outside your window coming from the Wolf King's castle.
Mhm. Well, that's suspicious.
You jump up off your bed and run to your window, and then you see this giant green barrier up on the hill. This barrier is covering the Wolf King's castle, where it cannot be penetrated.
Okay, I think this is what the suspicious thing the Badger Shaman was talking about.
So you
Uh,
immediately pick up your necklace.
shaman.
What you want, boy?
You remember you told me to report anything suspicious?
Well, yeah, that was only 3 hours ago.
Uh,
Let me
yeah.
guess. Let me just take this wild guess. There's a green bubble around the Wolf King's castle.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. Get out here as soon as you can, boy. I gotta tell you how to pop that thing. It
Alrighty.
can pull our
Be on my way.
dimension apart if not dealt with.
Alrighty. We'll be there in a little bit.
So you quickly run back to your closet, get dressed,
I should probably leave a note.
and then you
Uh,
try to creep slowly down the stairs. But of course, Joshua and Crystal are just standing at the bottom of the stairs tapping their foot.
uh, hey.
Where you
Uh,
going, boy? Joshua says.
uh, go do something heroic?
Get in the cart. We're all going to the shaman.
Okay.
Uh, They know you too well. And of course, the whole way over, um, Crystal just looks the other way because you were going to sneak off without her again.
So, do I need to feel you? Oh, in the cart again? So, the guys need to, fill you in, or...
No, we'll let the shaman do it.
Ah,
And Crystal finally looks at you and says, You're going to go off again, weren't you? You know you're allowed to ask for help, right?
yeah. I know that, but, I just get into the action and kinda don't think. I know, surprising. Big whoop-whoop. But I just the shaman ordered me to, so orders are orders.
I don't think he told you to keep it secret, though.
True.
So y'all
Yes.
make the turn and head toward Badgerland. And you finally arrive and you jump out of the wagon and y'all walk to the bonfire. There, the Badger Shaman says, "Ah, yes, welcome, welcome. Come around, come around. Allow me to introduce you to some of the members of the council. This is the Wolf Shaman. This is the Armadillo Shaman. And this is the Bird Shaman. I do not have any names besides Species Shaman, as myself
Yes.
is called the Badger Shaman."
Yes, yes, I see.
They all nod their head at you respectfully, like this.
Mhm.
The three of
I
you
nod.
do likewise.
Mhm.
And then the Wolf Shaman stands up, pulls out this bag of powder, takes a handful, and throws it on the bonfire. It goes, and the smoke starts forming pictures so you can see. 5,000 years ago, this meteorite crashed down to our island. The only part of the meteorite to survive was what we called the barrier crystal. The reason we called it is because if you put any kind of magical power at all, it makes this giant barrier, kind of like around that fool, the Wolf King's castle.
Yes, I see.
Which is all well and good. I mean, a barrier's a good thing to have. There's only one problem, though. If that barrier's up too long, it will start pulling the fabric of space time apart because it's not of this world. The forces of this world are fighting against the forces of the space magic. So it can literally pull our world apart. There are 4 keys to unlock this barrier, and we're going to need you to retrieve them.
Right.
But I'm told that you have one of the keys already. And the Badger
Huh?
Shaman walks up to you. Yeah, boy. You do. Pull your sword. You pull your father's sword.
Wait, what?
Yep, that's the sword, alright. It's the main key to the barrier. Unfortunately, it's lost all its power. That's because it don't have its gems.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to find the 3 gems, boy.
Alrighty. Got it.
Have you ever heard of the sapphire of the tides?
Uh, I think I heard it through a story before.
And I don't know, maybe Little Croc heard of it? Maybe
Oh,
Little Croc stole it. Maybe Little Croc knows where it's buried.
wait. Yes, yes, I know.
Well,
Uh, so, um,
well,
I
boy,
was checking Hamper's Hayes a little bit a few
the
weeks.
sapphire of tides is the first jewel of the sword.
That's why my father's spirit was in it, I think.
So, what we're going to need you to do is find the map that pirate Scar uses to keep track of where he buries his treasure.
Ah, I know a person. I mean, I know it might. Um, I need to get a hold of him. It might be still on his ship. Let's just say I made a connection. Might take time, but I can do it.
Well, very well then. We need these gems,
Yes.
or our universe will be doomed, doomed, doomed.
Yeah.
If that barrier's up for 7 days' time, everything's done.
Got it. Well, I will send out Bird to my mate.
So, yeah, y'all finish up your meeting with the Shaman Council. You have a little dinner with the Badger Shaman. He had the grub option. And y'all get back in the wagon and head back to town.
Alrighty. Hope a bird can find my mate.
Choose your own adventure. I gotta do something real quick.
So mostly, what I'm going to be doing is mostly sitting there thinking of a way to get to my crocodile mate, um, like Jones, who's now captain of the Scar's ship. And hopefully this map we're looking for is still there. Hmm. Let's see. How could I? Well, could just send a bird and see.
Okay, so you write out your note addressed to Jones, and you tie it to your bird. And then you
Go.
lift it up in the air. It flies away.
Alright, hopefully it finds.
The wrong way.
Yeah, wait. Wait. It's
Then
the
you happen to
nearest.
remember Scar would never let anybody have that map, so it's still probably on his person.
Hmm.
And he was arrested by the Wolf King. So he's probably in the stockades.
Stockades. Well, looks like it's time to visit an old captain of mine. This time I'm going to sneak out this time.
Yeah, you put on this cloak with a hood, and you crawl out your window, and you climb down to the ground. And then you
Alright.
start heading toward the stockade. And then you turn around and see Crystal in her own robe sneaking behind you,
You guys,
matching your moves. If you go left, she goes left.
you know, you're pretty obvious, right?
And then you turn around and look, and she ducks behind a bush. So what do? Do you call out, or do you just let her keep pretending?
Hmm. I'm not gonna call out yet.
Okay. So you keep. You know those cartoons where
Yeah.
she just jumps, you turn around and she jumps behind a tree that's about that thick, and you're like, but you humor her and let her play this out until you get all the way to the okay,
You
the
can come out
jailhouse.
now. You can come out now.
So she walks out of the bush and she's like, thanks for not saying anything. I knew that you saw me, but that was fun.
Right. Yeah, it was. Anyway, Shall I
Well,
fill you in?
I was at that meeting, little wolf.
I meant why I'm Jones's isn't here, and I'm looking for Captain Scar now, who is well,
Yeah, I
in
saw
there.
your pigeon fly the wrong way.
Yeah, the pigeon failed. But anyway, shall we?
So you go in and you knock out the guards.
Ah,
And you see Captain Scar in his cell. Go ahead and talk to him because he's not going to answer for a few minutes. Just go ahead and try to ask some questions. I'll be back in 1 second.
well, well, well. If it isn't Captain Scar. Nice to see you, mate.
When
You
you
see,
when you start talking to him, he rolls over on his bed,
oi, Scar.
facing away from you.
Anyway, we're facing a life or death situation. If I don't get one, if you still have that map of yours where the treasure is hidden, I kind of need that blue gem back. The shifting tides gem. If not, well, the world will be teared to pieces.
And then
I'll be.
Crystal's like, let me try. And she walks
I
over to
guess.
the guard, y'all knocked out, and she gets the key
Wait.
and she goes to the cell and unlocks the door. And then she
Huh?
goes in and she's like, there you go, you're free. He rolls over.
Wait.
Arr, thank ye, lass. But there's one thing. You gotta give us the map. Arr, arr. I think something can be arranged.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to trade?
Mm.
Well, little croc, what do you have to trade?
It's not Little Croc, it's Little
At,
Wolf.
at the sound of little croc, you let out a slight growl. You know, like wolves.
Let me see. I shift through my back. Mm,
Crystal does speak up. How about we let you live?
yeah, how about that?
And by the way, you're just so in love right now because you thought that was so stinking awesome. You don't say anything. You just stand there like,
Mm.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Scar's like, nah, lass. I need a little more. My ship is gone. My crew. I have nothing to live for. And then you speak up.
Mm. I'm thinking here. Well, if your life is, well, not too important to you, you want something more, eh?
Well, I believe
Hmm.
that's what I'm saying, you twit.
How about one thing?
Either
Let you
offer
let
me something or do away with me or get out of me cell.
about A, we let you live. B, we help you start back up and become a great captain you once been by giving you a ship. Not
Or
good.
you can give me that shiny rock in your pocket.
This, I
Yes.
really want the shiny rock.
Yeah, that'd be a gold nugget. Arr.
taken and give us the map.
Oh, I don't have the map. The guard took the map when he threw me in here.
What God?
And you turn around and look, and he, that guard.
Oh,
And then the guard brings his hand down on your head. You don't knock out, but you are stunned and stumble
oh,
backwards into the bars.
oof.
Ink. Oh, that guard.
Oh, not God. Well,
What do you do next, little wolf?
mate. Hello there.
And then he grabs you by your throat and starts lifting you up.
Oh, what? Oh, jeez, you have a hard head.
And he throws you against the bars again.
Punch.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
And then he says in his weird voice, "Now, do you surrender?"
No.
And you just think to yourself, whoa, what a voice.
Well.
What are you laughing at, fool?
Sorry. You just catch me off guard with your voice.
Let me guess, you thought I was some big buff dude and I had this deep voice.
No, it's just your voice doesn't match your body. Jeez
That's
Louise.
what I said, stupid.
At least
It,
a little bit deeper, not high pitch or like that.
anyway, while you were busy making fun of him, Crystal has rolled around him, jumped up in the air, did a somersault in midair, and come down with her paw on his head. And he hits his knees and hits the floor. Ah, thanks for distracting him.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Oh, my head. And then passes out. Hey, look at that. In his pocket.
Oh, well, there's the map I've been looking for. Let's see.
And on the map is a drawing of Skull Island with 10 X's.
Oh,
And Scar looks over at you and like, huh. And don't ask me which one has the gem. Because even I don't remember, boy.
great. Looks like we're going treasure hunting.
So y'all throw the guard into the. You throw the guard in the cell, you close the door and lock it, and put the key just out of reach where he couldn't reach it.
Hmm.
Then you throw a bucket of water on him because you don't want him to. You want to make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened to my head?
It's a good old night.
But then y'all just leave. Y'all run back to the, headquarters. You run down into Joshua's office, and then he looks up from his desk. What do y'all want?
We got the treasure map for the thing.
Let me guess, you want a boat too?
And we kind of have to need a boat. It's on an island. Boss.
Very well. And he writes a letter. Take this to the dock. Find Jerry.
Righty. Thank you.
So, y'all run out the door and you head to the boat.
Mhm.
As y'all are running, Crystal's like, so good to be on another mission. I usually have to stay behind with Joshua because somebody doesn't want to take me with them. She looks at you sternly.
Mayor, sorry.
You're thinking so, like it's my choice.
Like it's my choice. Like it's my choice. Joshua just pairs me up or send me on solo missions. Jeez. Or is the Badger Shaman send me on other missions?
And you just grumble to yourself all the way to the pier. But then when y'all find, right before y'all get there, she looks at you like, but hey, that's okay. I know it's not all your fault, even though you could say, Joshua, I want to go with Crystal. But I
Yeah,
was
like
giving you the cold shoulder.
yeah.
I guess I'm starting to come around to you again. Might even let you take me out again.
Aye.
You're doing cartwheels in your brain, by the way. Pumping your metaphorical fist and.
Yeah.
But you finally get to the docks. Jerry! We're looking for Jerry!
Jerry.
And then somebody tells you, Jerry. His boat's down there on the end of the pier. And you see this giant seaworthy vessel that, like, it's the vessel of all vessels. It's the best looking ship in port.
And the rebellion have access to this ship?
Yes. So y'all walk to the. You walk to the end of the pier and you see this very tall eagle. He has a captain's hat and he looks all official. And you walk up to him and like, Captain Jerry.
Captain Jerry?
And then he turns around and says, What? I am not Captain Jerry. I am his first mate.
We here to speak with Jerry? We have a letter for him.
Hmm. You want to see the captain, huh?
Aye.
Well, then he takes this whistle out of he takes a whistle out of his pocket and goes blows the whistle
Mhm.
and the captain's cabin door flies open with a thud and you hear these stomps like this hulking giant creature walks out. And then I'm trying to decide what kind of creature. Here, tell me what walks out.
A dog.
Alright. This giant, huge dog walks out. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Walks to the end of the gangplank. And then you hear the voice. Alright, Doug, turn around. And the giant dog turns around and you see a little mouse riding in a car seat on his back. You've wanted to see Captain Jerry?
Yes. And
And then Crystal says, I want to see him. Where's he at? I can't see him.
early
Listen,
on.
my dear, I've been a mighty sea captain since before you were born. And you're like,
Which one is talking?
I heard that, disrespectful wolf. I,
Sorry.
I don't
Sorry.
like how you treat me in front of my vessel. He gets out of his car seat and stands on top of it. Now, what can I do for you?
We have this letter for you. Here you go.
You hand him the giant envelope. Obviously, I'm tiny. Open it for me.
Yes.
You open the envelope and hand him. Ah, I see. Joshua wants to rent my vessel again. To Skull Island, it seems.
Yes. Indeed.
This
That's where
this will be accepted.
I.
But you're not going for free, my boy.
Uh-huh.
You'll be swabbing the deck the whole time. And your lovely friend there, she will be working in the kitchen. And Crystal looks at him like, the kitchen? What do you think I am? Just a kitchen woman? Not at all, my dear. I just really need a good cook, and you look like you have a great sense of taste. And then she starts blushing. Well, I have been known to make some very nice meals. I accept.
I guess I accept my job too.
And then he sits back in his car seat. Very well. We will leave later this evening. Feel free to go to the tavern and wait while we prepare the ship.
I.
Crystal walks away all happy and excited, and she got a compliment, and you walk away with your tail between your legs, and like you look a little sad in the face. I'm a swabby.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all take a chair at the tavern, and Crystal looks at you like, "Why are you so worked up? Your ears are floppy and your tail's between your leg. What's wrong?"
I'm a swabby. You
Well,
know how many.
what'd you want to be? The first mate?
No, at least something better than a swabby. Come on. I'll go have. Nah.
Y'all order a little bit of food and y'all talk and talk and talk. And then y'all hear the whistle again.
Yeah, looks like it's time to set sail.
So y'all report back to the ship, and the captain, now walking on his own two legs, comes up to you and says, now, my dear, tonight we would like to have pumpkin soup. And she gets all excited. Oh, that's one of my favorites. And she runs down to the galley and starts. Now, my boy, I've heard that you don't like being a swabby. Are
Yep.
you good at anything? Anything at all?
Well, let's see. Well, I'm good at fighting, sewing, uh, writing,
Would you rather help her in the kitchen?
oh yes, very much.
Get down there. But she's in charge, understand?
Aye, aye, Captain.
And you quickly run into the galley, and you hear him say, all right, now you're the swabby. But, aye, aye, Captain. You get down, and Crystal's already in this very nice galley uniform. And she's like, all right, I'm in charge.
Aye,
You,
aye.
you little wolf. You are my cabin boy.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Start peeling this pumpkin.
Alrighty.
So why don't you tell us what you're thinking right now while you're cutting the pumpkin up, peeling it, taking all the seeds and guts out and stuff like that. Why don't you tell us what's going through your head right now?
This has happened. What
Yeah, I saw
happened?
that look in your eye when she was bossing you around. I think you enjoyed that some actually.
Miss Crystal, my boss, I will do it every day if I want.
And then you cut your claw.
Ah!
It's not a bad cut. It's just a. So you go wash your paw and bandage it up, and then you go back to your work. Now you start to roast the pumpkin. All right, Matthew, you can go up and watch the ship launch while the pumpkin's roasting.
Aye, aye, man.
So you do go up on deck. The captain walks over to you. He's walking on the rail. Why are you above deck, boy?
She let me watch the ship launch, Captain, sir.
Ah, I see. Very well. But just don't get in my men's way.
Aye.
And then this then the anchor rises and the sails come down and this
Ah.
he's a tiger, walks up to you and says, "First time on a boat?"
Mm, no. No, it has not. I've been on a
Okay.
boat before.
Did you enjoy your last time?
No, not really.
I see. I see. So, do you know where we're heading?
Skull Island.
Huh? You think to yourself, um, you don't trust him.
Um, some island, I'm guessing.
Hmm. Well, it's been very nice talking to you. I'm
Hi,
Tim.
Little Wolf.
And he walks away. And you're like, you're suspicious and
Mm-hmm.
you'll have to keep an eye on that guy. But you do walk back down, and it's time to bring the pumpkin out of the oven.
Yeah. Alrighty.
And make sure you put on your mitts.
Yep.
Puts the mitts on, reaches in, pulls the pumpkin out, and then Crystal comes over. All right, time to scrape. And both of you take half a pumpkin and start scraping the wall of the pumpkin out.
Mm-hmm.
Then y'all take it carefully and chop it up. All the while, y'all are laughing and cutting up and having a good time. And then she tells you something like, and to think, when you first got to town, I couldn't stand your guts. And you casually laugh like, and on the inside, you're like, why? But I have come around to you.
I,
And then you mash up the pumpkin. Because, there's no blenders or anything. Because, you know,
yeah, that time era.
yeah. You strain it and you start to boil the soup to add flavor. With the spices in, all that good cooking stuff.
Cook, cook.
And then she's like,
Huh?
here, come over and taste this.
Alrighty.
and you taste it, and your mouth just goes on vacation because it's so good.
Oh, good.
Is that a tear in your eye, little wolf?
No, no, it's fine. I'm not crying. Just the dust in my eye.
And then she's like, "All right, go up on deck and ring the bell."
Aye, ma'am.
You walk up on deck, and you get the triangle, and ding,
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 ding.
the galley's now open.
Open.
And the sailors start pouring in shifts, because they can't leave their post if they have a post.
Aye,
You're both serving. There's two lines, and Tim decides to get in your line.
aye.
So, Wolf Pup, did you decide where we're going?
Uh,
And you give him his soup.
there's plenty of other mouths to feed. So take it and go.
And he walks away, and you just stare at him. But now the dinner rush is over. So you and Crystal get to cleaning for the night. And then y'all sit down to talk.
Yeah, it was fun, but that was pretty exhausting.
Yeah, it's called work. Have you ever done it?
Yes. You don't even know half the missions I went on. Or work I went on. Come on, I got kidnapped and almost got eaten by a crocodile named Cruncher. And kidnapped again and became a pirate for 2 weeks. And be
Yeah,
a
I think
sheriff.
my favorite story is that time you had to go to Banana Temple.
Especially Banana Temple, the most
And,
exhausting work
and
I
then we have a flashback. to the
that it was the most exhausting work I ever had.
You don't have to sing this time, but we are flashing back a little bit. And you're just gonna have to talk about your experience to her, like, cause she wasn't there.
Yeah, let me tell you that Banana Temple, bloody person cursed my partner was the spy,
Yeah, your partner was a spy for the Wolf King.
Wolf King, so I had to take care of him. And now, and then I got we got cuz, we just had to sing all the time we're in the gosh darn temple or
You
we
weren't
die.
and she's like, "Wasn't it true that if you didn't sing, you would die?"
Yes, I had to solve these idiotic puzzles, these redonkulously puzzles, and finally get the golden banana.
But hey, I know Joshua enjoyed you getting that golden banana because it united his tribe.
Yeah, good thing that's what it was for. Some banana split, I might have yelled. I don't know what I would do.
He's really close to you. Joshua. He pretends like he's gruff and rough, but I think he likes you.
Yeah, at least hope so.
And then, what was it like being sheriff that week?
Eh, Oh, it was interesting being sheriff, and then there's some moments that I didn't
Yeah, my
enjoy.
godfather told me about that.
Yeah,
And
like
then it
like
flashed back to your mind. Yeah, boy, if you ever hurt her, I'm gonna
it
have
was
to run you out. Or
the most exciting
run
was
you in.
meeting your godfather. That was the most exciting part. This like nervous sweat just runs down my face. Like that's the great. That was the most exciting part. Yeah. And in my mind, like even though he's scary as all get out, very intimidating fellow.
I know you got kidnapped that night, but what'd you think of my vampire queen costume? Hmm. You don't want to tell her what you were really thinking, right?
You look pretty good in
And then you
it.
think to yourself,
And then Amor Lobo personality go, hey amigo. Oh, just pretty good at it.
shut up, you.
Me. I know she was gorgeous. She looked like a queen, an actual vampire queen.
And then she's just looking at you like, what are you doing?
Nothing. Sorry. Don't worry about it.
And then, well, we're done cleaning. We're done closing the kitchen. Time to hit the rack.
uh,
I will see you for breakfast in the morning.
aye, man.
So you each go to your separate rooms. You did bring your journal, so you sit down at your little table. You always
Uh,
take that journal, so you're like,
well, now I'm part of a sailor crew, and
at
I
least you're
can
not a
just.
swabby.
And it is better than being sloppy. I work under Miss Crystal, the sous chef in the kitchen, the gallows. It's been a lovely day.
Well, good
Yes.
night, journal. And
Good night, sir.
you roll up the parchment and put it in your shirt. And you lay on your rack and go to sleep. And have a nightmare of being Little Croc again. And then you hear a knock on the door. Get up! It's time to start breakfast. Get up!
I, ma'am. Hello? Hmm. What's on the menu today, Miss Crystal?
Oh, just the standard standard breakfast fare. Some meat, some various grain based
I,
sides, and all
I,
that good breakfast stuff. So y'all
I,
prepare breakfast, and then she sends you up on deck to ring the bell again.
ring, ring.
And the sailors flow through the line, and you hear talk. They say we're gonna be there today. And then the first mate, the eagle, walks down. Galley crew, the captain wants to see you as soon as you're through cleaning down here. That's you and Chris
Aye,
Marshall.
aye, first mate.
And then y'all finish your Finish your serving, y'all eat a little bit, then y'all clean, and then you head up to the captain's quarters. We're going to be arriving before too long at Skull Island. Let's have a look at that map.
Aye, Captain.
Yeah, you take it out, you roll it out, and then you see your journal on the table before you. Wrong parchment.
Well, parchment.
And you actually
Here,
pull out the map and unroll it.
here's the map.
And before you is a map of Skull Island with its 10 X's.
So it is one of these 10 X's, Captain.
I see. I can't give you too big of a crew to go ashore with you to find it. It's going to be a very small brigade. I might even be able to not send but one person with the two of you.
Alrighty, that would be fine with us.
And then he calls in, "Now come in here." And Tim comes in. "Yes, Captain."
Mm,
"You will go to shore with these two." "Aye, aye, Captain." And then he walks out. Do you protest or do you just let it ride?
I just let it ride.
Okay.
Not happy about it, but not protesting.
Alright. Is there anything else?
No, Captain. It will be good.
And then you'll hear, "Land ho!"
Alrighty. It's like we're here.
So you three get in the longboat and row ashore. You take out the map again, and you're like, "Alright, there's 10 X's.
3 of us.
Y'all have to
Well, we
stay
can't.
together. Y'all can't split up."
Yeah. So there's 10 X's. And one of
But
those X's can be any.
on the horizon is another ship. You only have time to dig in 6 spots
Ugh.
before the other
Okay.
ship comes.
Alright, let's make this quick. I only have time for probably 6.
So choose your first spot. I already know which one it's in. You
Mm.
just have to find it. Just say a number between 1 and 10.
5.
Very well. Y'all walk along and you find number 5. And y'all look at Tim. Start digging, big guy.
Start digging.
He does. He starts digging. And then he hits something.
Mm.
There's a chest here.
Alrighty.
You pull out the chest. Y'all break the lock with the shovel.
Ah.
And
Dun, 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 dun.
it's just a bunch of gold. No jewel.
Done.
So Crystal looks at you and says, "Well, we know it's not 5. Where do you want to go next?"
7.
Alright. Y'all head
Who's
over to
stealing my gold?
Thumbs on
Right.
the Wind.
So-
Anyway, you walk over to number 7. Same thing. Y'all, hold on.
Oh.
Y'all hit something again. And then Crystal just shrieks. There's no box. It's just a bunch of bones.
Well. Mm.
Pick again.
3.
Okay. So y'all make your way over to spot number 3. Then you start digging. You do find a box this time, and it's a smaller box. Y'all have to pick the lock. It's a nice ruby, but not the gem of tides. Or the sapphire of tides, I should say.
Yes.
Where would you like to look now, little wolf?
Number 1.
Okay. Y'all walk over to number 1. And you start digging. And digging. And digging. You don't find anything at number 1. At this point, Crystal's looking at you like, are you gonna find this thing sometime today, little wolf?
I'd try. It's not like we can ask past members of Skull Crew and ask them if they know where it is.
She's like,
Wait.
choose another number, little wolf.
Mm.
1, 3, 5, 7. You've already said
6.
All right. You walk over to number 6. You're feeling really good this time. You're digging. You're digging. Another little box. You pick the lock, and there it is. The sapphire of the tides.
Let's go.
All of a sudden, your head hurts, though. Because Tim brought his shovel down on your head. Donk. And then you fall over like, oh. And then all of a sudden, you're like, ow, that hurt.
That hurt.
But then Tim's like, stupid fools. I'm going to be taking that gem.
Right.
So you jump up and you draw your sword. And then he draws his sword.
Wait, the gem is part of the sword.
But
And
you have to have a fight with him because he's the bad guy of this episode. So y'all start your epic duel. And then he starts running away to this building on the island. I'm about to tell you something, Wolf Pup. You're about to Pirates of the Caribbean this thing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Because there's an old water wheel, and Tim gets up on the water wheel.
You can't get away that easily. Right.
And then you grab onto the water wheel and let it circle, and you jump up on top. And you're walking backwards, he's walking forwards, and y'all are still fighting on the wheel.
Yeah.
And then he swings at your legs and you jump. Aha! And now you jump off the wheel and onto the roof. Well, and then he looks at you like, so you think? You fool, you just separated from me. So he lets the wheel circle him back to the ground, and you're like,
Wait.
And he's running away. You're standing on the roof, and he's running away.
I have an idea.
What do you
I
do?
detach the wheel.
So you jump back on the wheel and cut the wheel off its mooring?
Yes.
Okay. And now you're running on top of the wheel. You do catch up with Tim, but you're about to run him over, but he just sidesteps the wheel, and you go flying past him.
Oh, come on!
You're heading toward the cliff. You better,
Ah!
So you quickly jump off the wheel. Oh yeah, you might want to tuck and roll. Crap. And you're dazed for a second, but then you hop up again. And then you running back toward Tim, and then y'all re-engage in your sword fight. You're like, did you miss me?
Did you miss me?
And he's like, I did actually. And you thought it was weird that he actually did miss you.
That's interesting.
And then you finally do it. You disarm him. Fling his sword away. And then you point it at him. Aha.
Looks like I win, mate.
Fine. Have the box. He hands you the box.
Thank you.
Slowly, you take it. And then he punches you in the face. And you fall down. Then he goes to reach for the box. He picks it up out of your hands. But then, his head starts to hurt because Crystal brought her shovel into his head. And then he passes out, and you're like, what took you so long?
What took you so long?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't see. I'm sorry that I didn't just jump up when y'all two ran away sword fighting.
No, you got a point there. You could have be a little bit faster. A little bit, but hey, glad you came when you came.
And y'all hear him moan.
Anyway, shall we get going?
No, I think we need to tie him up first.
Yeah, you're right.
So you hog tie him. You tie his ankles to his wrist, and then you just leave him there. And you get back to the ship, and the captain's like, "Where's Tim?"
He went rogue.
And all of a sudden, a cannonball goes whizzing right by your head.
And I think that's our cue to leave.
So y'all quickly weigh anchor, and you weigh anchor, and you start sailing back. And the captain tells you and Crystal, meet me in my cabin in 3.5 seconds.
Bye.
So all three of y'all walk there together. And then somebody picks him up and puts him on his desk. Now, tell me, what's so special about this jewel?
It's a special jewel that I can put in the sword to make it a bit more powerful.
Ah, I see. Well, let's see it then. So you take, and the sapphire is about the size of your hand. It's a big thing, and you're like, how's this gonna fit? You put it toward the guard, and nothing happens. You turn the sword over and try to put it up near the guard again, because there's two slots on either side of the guard. Nothing happens. And you're starting to look like an idiot, and the captain's just tapping the captain's just tapping his foot at you.
Here.
And then you start to give up, and you move it toward the back, the the pommel area of the hilt, the sword,
Yeah.
and it starts to glow. Mm, mm. And then it shrinks in your hand, and you slide it in, and it becomes the sword's new pommel.
That's what it goes.
Your sword has no power right now because you have to have all the jewels to.
Yeah,
But you do have the first jewel.
yeah.
And now the captain's like, that was impressive. Very impressive, very impressive. Now let's talk about dinner, shall we? And you anime fall like, and then you're like, and then he's like, you still work for me on this voyage, boy. Did you forget?
No, not at all, Captain. Not at all.
Then what's with the dramatics, boy?
I'm just dramatic, okay?
He's like, fine, that's all well and good. Now, what will y'all be making for dinner?
Not here to be. Miss Crystal, you're in charge here in the kitchen. What are we having for? What's on the menu for tonight?
He's like, well, we got some potatoes left over. And then we have some of that mystery meat. Ah, yes, we will have gnocchi. So y'all run out of the captain's quarters and run down to the galley. And y'all, do the cooking. And 3 days later, you finally arrive back in town. Wee.
Huh? What? What?
Everybody going ashore can go ashore. And the gangplank goes down, and you and Crystal go ashore. Y'all have to get back to report to Joshua.
Right.
So y'all run back to headquarters.
Bro, I'm actually gonna.
You run back to headquarters, and you run back you down the stairs, and like, Joshua, we got the first one. We got the first one. And you show him the sword. Yes. Good job. Good job. Now, the council has not told us where the second jewel is yet. But hopefully we will know soon. For now, just go rest. Just go rest. You and Crystal leave the room.
Well, that was one heck of an adventure.
She nods her head in agreement and walks to her room. And then you go up, you do what you always do at night. You sit at your desk, you write in your journal.
I had one heck of an adventure. And we got the first gem to my sword. Seems like a successful day. Journey.
Then you roll up your journal, hide it in its hidden hiding spot, and you go to bed. And that will close chapter 9 of the Ballad of Little Wolf. Will Little Wolf find those other 2 jewels? Will that barrier ever fall?
Find out next time.
Who knows? We might find out next time.
Find out next time. Maybe on the Ballad of Little Wolf.
Anyway, guys, I hope y'all had fun with this episode, and we'll see you on the next time. On the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.